Hey guys, welcome back to Big Loss Official. Today I am joined by our first female competitor from this year's, Arnold Strongwoman Classic, the now two-time under 73 kilo world champion, Erin Murray. I got that right?
Yep. 273 and one under 82. So
yes,
three,
absolutely.
Yep.
And we've got all of that information in our Big Loss intro. So before we get into the Arnolds and the events and everything else, let's go straight to that first.
Erin Murray is a two-time winner of the World's Strongest Woman under 73 kilos, as well as the 2023 under 82 kilo world champion, making her the only athlete in the entire sport to win world titles in multiple weight classes. As well as being one of the best ever mid and lightweight strongwomen, Erin won the Amateur Arnold's Open Class women's competition in 2023, proving that she can compete and win at any level.
Hey, there we go.
And that makes me look so cool.
You have the coolest looking event footage with the war paint and everything. It's so badass. When did you start doing it?
I started doing that the year that I won the first 73 title. I used to get 21. That seems like so long ago now.
No.
But I didn't know it was going to become like a huge thing. It was just, I used to get really nervous going into shows. Like I've had horrible stage fright my whole life. And it was just kind of a way for me to like create someone else, to like go out there as like a different person. I was a little bit embarrassed about doing it the first time because I was like, I don't know how people are going to think about this. Is it going to be like cheesy? But people loved it. And now I'm like, kind of, it's my thing now. I feel like I'm
you do it so well.
And it's so fun.
That was our first time going to OSG in 2021. And I can tell you, like, even as a non-athlete, it works. I was genuinely intimidated by you. I think that you were the only winner I didn't actually talk to.
It makes everyone thinks I'm scary at shows, but almost it's like that gives me permission to, because I'm not myself at contests. Like even without the makeup before I started doing that, like I keep to myself. I'm very like there to do a job, and I think it always made me worry that I came across kind of bitchy, and like I'm really not. I'm super friendly in real life, but I feel like the makeup almost gave me permission to just be someone else and not have to like convince people that like, I promise I'm nice.
Yeah. So you're kind of looking the way that you were feeling inside, maybe. Yeah. And when you're in that zone, you really don't want everyone coming up and being super chatty and friendly all the time, do you?
Yeah. And like some people are like that. I think some people are like nervous chatters. For me, like when I'm kind of nervous and like getting in the zone, like I like to just focus in and kind of be by myself. Yeah. But everyone's different on that, I think.
That's what makes you all so special. So getting on to the Arnolds this year then, I've been talking to a couple of the guys about sort of that invitation coming through and waiting for it. And it's a nervous time, isn't it, when you just don't know either way. And I feel like it's probably actually way worse for the women, because you guys have far fewer opportunities throughout the year to sort of get that spotlight on you, improve your worth. So how did you feel when that invitation finally came through?
Oh, it was such a relief. I knew that it was kind of like 50-50. I got injured on the last event last year and kind of knocked my placing way down. So based on like how I performed at the show last year, I didn't really know if I was secure in the lineup this year. So it was nerve-wracking waiting for it. And it kind of was a fork in the road for me, where I kind of was thinking like, if I got the Arnold invite versus if I didn't, it would kind of change the trajectory of where I went with my career. Like you said, there's really only like the Arnold and the Rogue Invitational are kind of the big opportunities for women in the open class. And it was nerve-wracking to like feel like if I didn't secure my spot on that path, like what would the other path look like? So
what was the plan?
So that's one of that where I felt like I had to either commit to getting bigger or commit to getting smaller. The 73 cut was really hard this time. And I still performed well. I'm really happy with my performance, but that cut is getting really hard. So I kind of felt like I either needed to just commit to being smaller and being able to do that cut and compete as a weight class athlete kind of ongoing, or commit to getting bigger and playing with the open girls. And that kind of relied on getting that invite. So I'm excited to get to go up.
Awesome. And would you have maybe, like, now it's been confirmed by the Arnolds that the open amateur woman will absolutely be invited next year. Would you have competed in that again? I know it's a show that you've won before. Might you have done that if you didn't get the invitation?
I guess at the time that I was thinking about all this, that hadn't come out yet.
No, it hadn't. No.
So yeah, I mean, it is. I really think it's cool that there is a way to qualify for the show. 'Cause that's how I got into the show. I think I was the only athlete there that like qualified instead of like being invited.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like invitationals. I think that's really cool. But I do think it's also really cool to have a way that you can earn a spot in those lineups, because it's a cool way for new people to get in. But yeah, I probably would have still tried to get in for next year.
Yeah, no, there has to be a way in, especially for the women, I feel, because we do see a lot of the same names time and time again. And, you know, that new talent that's like, you guys are all so good that everyone else has to get better just to keep up with you. And we're seeing that in the performances, aren't we? Like when you won the Amateur Arnold, you beat Angelica Jardine. And that was like her
second. Only time I will do that.
I don't know, but that was like her second ever competition, wasn't it? She come back to the pro show the following year, having won America's Strongest Woman. She bloody won. So
yeah, she's pretty good.
She's all right.
We like her.
Have her moment soon when she comes on. It's fine. But this is about you. So let's go through the events that you guys are going to be doing then. And you're starting with the elephant bar deadlift. Now, do you like a raw deadlift or do you prefer suited?
I have mixed feelings. I'm better at suited. I struggle off the floor. So the suit, I feel like, helps me more than other athletes that struggle with different parts of the lift. But I like not having to train in the suit. I think it's better for me, but it's just, I don't like doing it. So I'm glad that we don't have to.
Nasty business, isn't it, suits?
It's just a pain.
Do you have something like a mammoth bar to train on to sort of recreate that elephant bar?
I do, but Laws won't let me use it.
Oh, interesting. Why?
Because I'm bad off the floor. So we train on a stiff bar pretty much all the time because we want to make the part of the lift harder that I have a hard time with. So it makes sense. I'm just going to complain about it the whole time.
No, you can. And you can to me. I have no loyalty when it comes to Team Love.
So if we do have one and it sits there and I look at it every day and I don't get to use it, I get to use the harder one.
You look at it longingly.
Maybe
do you have any numbers in mind of what you're ideally hoping to shoot for? You don't have to share because I know it's like a tactical event where you have to choose your 3 numbers.
You know what? The deadlift is not an event I'm going to win. I'm one of the smaller girls there, and I'm aware of that. So for me, I'm going into the deadlift just wanting to hit a personal goal, because I know the lineup. I know what the girls can pull. I know it would be a huge ask, but I really just want to hit 600. Like that's, and I don't know if that's realistic for this show, but that's what I feel like I'm training for more than like training the deadlift for this show. I feel like I'm training for my first 600-pound deadlift, and I would love for it to happen on this stage, but that's I feel like what I'm shooting for personally.
Okay. Oh, well, fingers crossed. It's nice to know though, because obviously if you're getting anywhere close to that number, we can all get a bit excited for you. So fingers crossed it all goes to plan. Okay. So event number 2 on day 1, you've got the overhead gauntlet, which is the dumbbell into the natural stone into the trump log for reps, isn't it? How's training going for that one?
I feel great about that event, except for the dumbbell. And honestly, actually, dumbbell's going fine in training. It's going better than it usually does. In general, I like to pride myself on not having many weaknesses, but dumbbell is one of them. It's just an event that's never made sense to me. So I was really bummed to see that as the first implement of the medley. So I'm like, I just need to get past the dumbbell. And then the rest of the event, I think, will be fine. But the dumbbell is the bane of my existence.
Man, that's stressful. And we've seen it on medleys before as well, even at RAW Invitational last year, haven't we? Like women that we know will do really well on later implements.
Yeah, but you got to get past.
Oh God, it was the kettlebell, wasn't it?
The kettlebell, that looks nasty.
Did you ever try it in training?
No.
Out of interest?
No, in training I did. We didn't get to touch the one that was actually there at the show, but I tried it in training. It sucks.
Yeah, it looks terrible. Yeah. Interesting, but absolutely terrible. The timber carry is the final event on day number 1. How's that feeling? You did this last year, didn't you? Or did you? Yeah.
Yep. And I think I made it like 4.5 meters. It's heavy. And I was expecting to dread that event again. Grip events are never my forte. But I'm actually kind of excited about it. Not because I think I'm going to like win the event or anything, but training's actually been going well. I've been hitting numbers in training that even like 7 to 8 weeks out that I couldn't hit at the end of prep last year. So I don't think it's going to be a winning event for me, but I'm really excited to do it actually, because training's been going a lot better and I would just really like to finish it.
Yeah, it'd be nice to end it on the
Yeah.
top and not on that horrible hill. It's such a unique frame carry, isn't it? Because we see it time and time again, people that go down halfway through. It's so hard to get that pick up the second time once you're in that position.
Yeah, and I didn't realize until actually being there and doing it that like it starts elevated. So the pick height, it's higher, but then you drop it and it goes from like a 17-inch pick height to like an 8-inch pick height.
Oh wow,
and it's like it's like doing a deficit deadlift, and I didn't prepare for that. So now I know to train that.
Yeah. What sort of shoes do you wear? Do you wear lifters to balance out the hill?
Well, I thought about that. I just wear like my normal moving event shoes. I think if you don't have an ankle mobility issue, I think lifters might help with that. But if you don't have an ankle mobility issue, I don't really think they're necessary personally.
I would definitely overthink all of that. So
trust me, I've done plenty of overthinking, and it's just a conclusion that I've come to.
Event number 4 then. Oh, is it 4? Yes, 4. The big jerk. Now, this is one we're all getting quite excited about. Obviously, it's new. We've never seen the women do this event before. We've got some massive overhead presses. I mean, Inez is probably the one to watch for this event, but I feel like it can really suit some of these smaller, more dynamic athletes as well. How's that been going?
I think it's cool. I think you're going to see a lot of like point shakeup, and obviously you're going to have your strong pressers, but I think you're going to see a lot of like the people that take the time to learn the technique are going to shine in this one. Like I don't know about the whole lineup. I know that like Sam has hired a weightlifting coach. I've been working with a weightlifting coach. I think the people that are taking the time to learn how to not just be strong, but do the movement are going to excel in this. And I think we're going to see a lot of like flip-flopping of points. So I'm just having fun with it. I have no clue what I'm going to hit because we're just keeping it light and technical and working on like learning the movement first and then pushing the weight. So I don't really know when I'm going to hit, but that's exciting. I think it's not often that we get like new things that we've never done before. I've been doing this long enough that like for the most part I've done most things, but it's still cool when new stuff pops up and I have to learn something new.
Definitely. And are you going to be jerking?
Yep, we're doing a behind the neck jerk. Yep.
Cool. I think we're going to see a lot more women jerk than we will men.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially.
I think a lot of the men are going to be doing a front rack still because I don't know if a lot of them have the shoulder mobility to get. Like I barely have the shoulder mobility to get behind the neck. I've been having to do mobility every day now because my shoulders are messed up.
Some of the guys I didn't think would have that mobility are actually looking really good on it. Like Thor Bjornsson, he just hit, I think it was 200 kilos. Looks easy. Yeah. Cool. Austin Andrade's getting it behind it. Like these bigger guys, you wouldn't necessarily think, would you? But yeah, Trey Mitchell.
Better than me, I guess.
You are literally the smallest person there as well, aren't you?
I don't think anymore. I've been working really hard to get bigger. I weighed in at 183 yesterday, which is still small. It's still small, but I'm not the smallest, I don't think, anymore.
Okay. Hold on. 183. Sorry, I only speak kilos. Okay, so about 83 kilos then.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
I've been eating so much, trying to get big. Yeah.
Has it been nice or is it too much?
No, bulking is fun when you get to just like eat pizza every night, but like bulking healthy is just as hard as it. I honestly think it's probably harder because I feel like I spend my whole day cooking and doing dishes, and then I cook and then I eat and I do dishes and I have like an hour before I have to cook again. Like that's my whole day.
Are your maintenance calories quite high? Like, do you struggle to put on weight?
Historically, no, but I think the longer I spend like training hard and like the more muscle mass I put on, like the more I have to eat. And so it's like the longer I spend in this sport, the more I have to eat to put on weight. So I think I'm at 3,800 calories right now, and I'm just about to get another bump up to probably like 4,000, which is a lot to eat in a day.
That is a lot. Yeah. I'm eating like 2,000. It feels like loads of food. For me, it does. But yeah,
a lot of ground beef and rice and eggs.
Yeah, that's where it sucks. It'd be easier if it was pizza and ice cream, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that could be.
Never mind. So event number 5, the timber trial. Now you are really good at loads and drags. How are you feeling about this one? I've seen some training footage of you. What were you using? Was it a farmer's?
Yeah, so we have the original IFSA farmer handles that are like big, like 12-inch
big metal ones
with an inset handle. And based on the description that we've got of the log, we haven't seen pictures yet, but the description that we got, it sounds like it's going to be pretty similar to that. So I've been carrying that around, and it's terrible.
It looks terrible. It's horrible.
Really bad. But I'm excited. I think I'm going to do unexpectedly well at that event. I think it comes down to how heavy the drag is. Like if it's just crazy heavy, then girls that have the body weight behind them to lean into it are going to do better. It kind of depends on how hard the drag is, I think. But I think I'm going to crush the log carries.
Also, I've heard the men's drag is really heavy, but I don't think that necessarily means that the women's will be. I think they do struggle a little bit more to know, just because we don't have that history like we do for the men's competition. So you might luck in.
They're just guessing on something. So for me, it would be nice if they aired on the side of a little bit lighter, because then I can
let's not kill the women.
Which would be cool. I think make it, because the show is so heavy, it's cool to have a more athletic event in there. Something that's more like speed and conditioning based. I think it's cool because I don't feel like we see that as much at the Arnold. It tends to be like 2 feet in the ground, like heavy lifts, and it's cool to see something a little bit more dynamic.
Yeah, definitely. Because even in the moving events at the Arnolds, you're really not moving far. Like up that ramp is what, 4
like 30 feet. Yeah.
It's nothing, is it? So yeah, no, it would be fun to see you guys move a little bit, and gives
like make you sweat a little.
It gives you guys the chance to show what you can do as well, because all of you are obviously super strong just to be there, but you're not just static lifters, are you?
Yep.
So the final event is the Atlas Stone to Shoulder, again a trump event. So you've got the choice of the 2 different stone weights. How is that feeling?
Stones have had a love-hate relationship with stones this year. Since I used to be great at stones, and then I don't know if it's just in my head or what's going on, but since the injury last year, I didn't like completely tear my bicep, but I had a significant bicep injury that kind of kept me out for a little bit and stones are tricky. Like stone sandbag picks, like anything from the ground was hard to do for a while. And then since I'm healing up and bringing them back in, I've just had a really hard time with them. So I feel strong. Like once I get it off the ground and into my lap, I feel pretty good. The lack of tacky makes it really hard. I think we're so used to getting to use tacky for Atlas Stone type events. And so training and learning, like realizing how much I have relied on that the past couple of years has been humbling. But I think good to kind of scale back and have to kind of relearn how to do an Atlas Stone without tacky.
Yeah, but not just like relearning how to do it without tacky. You're moving the stone in a completely different way up your body, aren't you? Because you're so used to sort of this, and now suddenly it has to somehow end up there. Like I can't even fathom. I've watched the guys doing it.
Training has been going pretty well. The hardest part is just balancing it on my shoulder. I feel like there's not enough space there to fit the stone, but it'll depend on how big it is, I guess.
Awesome. So overall, how are you feeling? Like, what would be a great result for you at the Arnolds?
Better than last year. I think that always the goal is just to improve. I like this show better than I liked last year. I always kind of joked that last year's Arnold was like a worst case scenario set of events for me. I remember getting the list and thinking like they picked every single event that I'm bad at, but it was good because it made me get better at them. And so now I'm seeing the events that I've considered myself bad at in the past. This year, I'm kind of like, I don't feel like I'm bad at this anymore. I think because I was forced to work on it, and that's really cool. My goal is we got 12 girls, 7th place or higher. I think I'd be really happy with.
It'd be a really good result. And I think looking at the Rogue Invitational last year, I feel like that would have really suited you. I would love to see you at Rogue.
And that's the bummer, is that I know just notoriously the Arnold is usually not my show. Like the types of events they pick, it's never going to be a great show for me, most likely. The Rogue Invitational feels like it's right up my alley. And that's a bummer that like I know that I have to do well at the Arnold to make it to the Rogue. Yeah. I just like I want that chance to prove that like that's the show that I can really shine at. Like really athletic medleys, a lot of athletic stuff.
It's almost like it's the wrong way round, isn't it? It'd be nice to like do good at Rogue to prove you could do the Arnolds. Okay then, Erin, are you ready for your game? I know you're very excited. Yay.
Love it.
So you would never get this with Lars.
Way more fun. Don't tell him I said that.
He's so serious. Okay, so with you, we're going to be playing Would You Rather. It's all Strongwoman related, and it's only 8 questions, so nothing too stressful, no right or wrong answers. Okay, first off then, if you had to pick one and stick to it forever, would you rather compete in the under 73s or the under 82s?
Ooh. As in no more open shows either?
Oh, no, you could do open.
Okay, 82 then, so that I could do.
Oh yeah, hold on. No, you can't do open. That doesn't make sense. No open for you. One or the other.
If I had to pick one or the other and I couldn't do open shows anymore, I'd probably pick 73.
Okay.
I think it's just where my body naturally likes to be.
Yeah.
I kind of force it to be bigger, to be at the bigger shows like the Arnold and Rogue and stuff like that. But if I wasn't able to do this anymore anyway, I'd just stay smaller.
Okay. In training, would you rather finish each session with 30 burpees or with a mile-long run?
Burpees.
Yeah, you take the burpees.
Yeah, it'd go by faster. I don't know. This is embarrassing. I don't know if I can run a mile without stopping.
Oh no.
I haven't tried. I'm sure if I had to do it, I would do it, but I would feel bad.
Yeah, if someone's chasing you, you could.
I would do it, but I get horrible shin splints when I run now.
Oh, okay.
Especially as bigger body weights, like my knees and my shins just hurt.
Yeah. Running's very high impact anyway. We don't need to be running. It's fine.
We don't need that.
No.
I run for 50 feet at a time. That's it.
Okay, number 3. Would you rather have to train at a Planet Fitness, but you'd have your whole team with you there, and that's full-time Planet Fitness, or you train in your own gym, but you always have to train alone?
I'll train alone at Dungeon.
Yeah.
That's sad, though.
That would be sad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bum you out.
I'd do that, though.
Yeah. I'd choose training alone anyway, to be honest.
I would set the lunk alarm off every single day if I trained at Planet Fitness.
Okay. I've never been in one.
I haven't either, but I feel like I'd get kicked out immediately.
Yeah, they wouldn't, especially if you came in with your war paint, they wouldn't have it. They'd be like, nope. I've heard stories. Would you rather put 20 kilos on your max deadlift or 20 kilos on your max log? You could choose one or the other.
20 kilos?
20 kilos. That's a lot.
Log.
4 pounds.
That's more impressive on a log.
Yeah. It'd make a big difference on the log. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Would you rather compete once a year for rogue level prize money or multiple times a year, but for much, much smaller prize purses?
Once a year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You take the big payday.
Yeah, and I just would prefer to compete less often, I think. Yeah. It's getting to a point where it's really hard on my body to compete multiple times a year and to peak multiple times. And I think 2 big competitions a year is kind of my sweet spot. So yeah, I wouldn't hate a little bit less frequently, I guess.
But then there's that pressure when you only do so few to perform really, really well to get reinvited and stuff. Yeah. If you weren't competing yourself and you were at a competition, would you rather commentate it or referee it?
Ooh, I like judging. I would do that.
Yeah.
I would do either. I think both would be fun, but I really do enjoy judging because I like to be the type of judge for other people that I appreciate having. I know when I first started getting into higher level shows, Laura was my judge a lot. I don't know if she hasn't really been around a whole lot, but she was just so encouraging. She would cheer me on the whole time. She would give me tips and advice and let me know what I needed to do to get what placing in the event. And so she was really helpful as a judge in a way that was really comforting. And so I like being able to be that for other people, not just be a judge, but cheer them on and encourage them and try to help out. And that's a cool position to be in. Yeah,
that would be nice. I would prefer to judge also. Definitely. I'm not qualified, but I would prefer it. In competition, if you could choose, would you rather have a max deadlift or a max squat?
Squat.
Yeah?
I want a max squat in a show so bad.
Man, you guys never get it, do you?
We never get a squat. And I know that I'm not the strongest of the open girls, but I think I could place pretty high in a squat.
it'd be more competitive than the deadlift.
Yep.
Problem is, like, we always have deadlifts, so everyone's good at deadlifting, aren't they?
Yeah, but I don't think everyone squats all the time in their
No.
program. I see a lot of like other athletes training, and like I never see them squatting. And like we never get squats in shows, but I pretty much always have squats in my program.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do one.
Even I always have them, Erin.
Wonder who's writing your program.
Not me. Would you rather win the Arnold Strongwoman Classic or the world's strongest woman in the open class? Let's say prize money was the same for the two.
Who, Arnold or
world's open class? So you are just
Arnold.
The world's strongest woman.
Arnold.
You'd rather win the Arnold, yeah?
Yeah.
It's
the show, and like the whole experience of the show is just it's a cool one to be at.
Yeah. Arnie would give you a trophy as well. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
You get a picture. That would be nice. Yeah. Awesome. That is the end of my game. You did very, very well. And the end of our little chat. So thank you so much for coming on, Erin. I hope you've enjoyed yourself, and I hope training continues to go well, and excited to see you at the Arnold's again.
Yes, you guys will both be there, right?
Yes, with bells on. We can't wait. We're very excited.
Nice.
Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Please do make sure you are following Erin on Instagram. You've got a YouTube channel as well, haven't you? So
yes, I've been slacking a little bit recently, but we're going to get back into it for the last little bit of Arnold prep. So if you want to follow along, it'll be up there.
I will link them both in the description below, and we look forward to seeing you again next time.
Thank you.
I can't close a video.
You did great.
But we did it.